So what's your name?
My name is Niko Spatchtholz. I'm from Ingolstadt. I work for Audi in the electronics department.
So you're in charge of all of this new stuff in the A7.
Well, I'm not really in charge. That's a big team working on all that stuff. But I'm a part of that team. Yeah.
Now, you're the guy that explained it to me earlier. And there's lots of things in here that when you first look at it, you might not realize are there. So why don't you describe, the top screen does what?
Yeah, so the top screen is like for your main information. So you got a big home screen where you got all the relevant like parts of the infotainment system accessible, and you can also adjust the order there on that home screen. So for example, like I'm used to from my mobile phone, have a long push there, and then I can adjust like.
So you can take any of these, I guess we'll call them tiles or tabs, and move them around.
Yeah, I can
now
move them
But
around.
what I liked, what you showed me today, is you can take any of these and put them here.
Yeah, sure.
So these are the four things you would use the most, like the phone, the radio, the media, navigation. So you have them all there, but you can arrange them any way you like.
I can arrange them. So if I'm like to play around with my car settings, I can also take this and move it instead of the radio stations, for example.
Okay, so these are all the quick sets.
Yeah.
So, and now, will it recognize a different driver?
It will, yeah, sure. You can have like 6 profiles in the car, and it will recognize every setting related to the infotainment system and many more.
Okay, so what else can this do? Any hidden tricks?
Let's just skip this one, for example, and then what you cannot like see on the camera, but it's got this touch response, we call it. It's kind of a haptical feedback, which gives you more like a feel of like a physical button than a touch screen.
So the best way I can describe it is if you have a Mac computer, the trackpad, you can push it, and it gives a bit of a vibration too.
It feels pretty similar. And you got a click and then release. And the advantage of it is obviously you avoid misoperation. So just like touching it doesn't do anything. You have to apply some force,
pressure,
some pressure to do it. And you can also adjust it in the 3 levels, however you would like it.
Okay, so the navigation, these are Google 3D maps?
Yeah.
And is that available in every country?
Well, limited to where Google offers this for us, but we try to introduce it in every country that we can, and that is connected online also.
Okay.
Which Canada is. Yeah.
All right, so tell me about the search functions. You
Okay.
have the ability to use both screens.
Yeah, sure. So obviously, if you go to search there, then you got some proposals, and on the lower screen, you got the handwriting recognition. Of course, if the car is standing, you can also choose like the regular.
A QWERTY board, yeah.
Yeah, but I like the handwriting recognition, so I try to do this from this side. Let's write just the tours that you got there. So it recognizes it, and there you get a list with all the results, and you can choose from it.
Okay.
And then the navigation will start.
Calculated.
So let me try. Let me see. So I can do search. I can do.
COO-EE.
Almost.
It didn't like coffee.
Yeah, but there's a restaurant called like that. See?
Oh, okay. Let's try again.
You
Okay,
can do the
search.
search, yeah.
Coffee.
And so you get coffee shops.
Okay.
And if you want to like correct it or delete it, you can just swipe this to the left, and it's gone again.
Okay, so is that most of the top screen? Because what I also found great about this was that you have these favorites,
Yeah.
and then you have other favorites below. So explain those.
Sure. So for example, if you have a like favorite destination, let me see what we got there in the last destinations. Yeah, Cape Town waterfront. So just have a long push on it. There's a little menu, and you can store it as a shortcut. And then you don't see it right now, but if you like make it visible here, you see that you have this is the waterfront, Cape Town.
So for example, you would have, home address, work address. So
Home
wherever
address.
you are, you
Yeah.
hit that, you have the favorite, you hit the button, it'll get you home or to
Yeah.
work, right?
But not only locations, you can put phone numbers there, you can put your favorite radio station there, media tracks, and even some special menus that you like to access more often.
So I could see, for example, you just hit that and you have your your girlfriend, your wife, your friends, all of those as sort of like quick sets.
Quick sets, accessible all the time, no matter what's happening on the upper screen.
So the bottom screen is more for those save features, but more car controls, seats, heat,
Yeah.
HVAC, all that.
Yeah, sure. So, for example, every car settings, you can adjust with it temperature.
We want the temperature low.
Temperature
It's
low.
hot here.
So, but if I want it, for example, I want it a little bit warmer, but you say, are you crazy? Just swipe it together again and
And it
it's
syncs.
synced back on. Yeah.
Okay, now why still have these hard keys? Like you've got a volume knob and some others here. Well, explain to me the research that went into the volume knob.
Yeah, so we still found that customers really like to have the physical element of the volume knob. It can do a lot of things like adjust the volume, skip back and forth, mute, and also switch the system off. So that's a really useful element to have it like accessible all the time without looking. And also, of course, you need the start-stop button.
So people still like the volume knob, but are there any other switches that they still want? Because you
Yes.
put everything in these screens. Are customers saying, oh wait, don't put that in the screen?
Yeah, so there's some also this haptical buttons here for like rear
heating.
heating and so on. Also drive select, and yeah, that's also the ones that we want to keep accessible for the customer all the time.
So how much research did you put into what people want in here? For example, there's going to be some people that say, I just like the good old switches.
Yeah.
And other people say, I like the new cell phone style tablet. So how do
So
you balance that?
It was a big decision, but it was done in lots of customer surveys. So, and then finally we decided that we make the step towards the touchscreen concept and interpret it in the Audi way with the two screens that are seamlessly integrated in the dashboard. You have like best ergonomic access to the lower screen for the handwriting and
Yeah, you use
lots
the
of other
shifter as
things.
a brace, right?
Yeah, sure.
So you can write easily even when you're driving.
Yes.
Okay, now I have an A7 and it has the MMI system.
Yeah.
And the one great thing about it is you have all the switches here. No fingerprints on the screen. That is a negative to this, is that it shows a lot of grime, dirt.
Yeah, we tried our best to avoid that with the surfaces of the displays, but for sure you can't avoid it like completely. But we made it at least as easily cleanable as possible. You also got a cleaning mode in it, and yes, so. But for sure, yeah.
It's a little bit more
it's-
maintenance, right? A little bit more to keep it clean.
A little bit more for sure, but that comes with the concept, and I guess customers are pretty used to it from their phones.
So somebody that's never been in a new Audi product like this, how long do you think it'll take them to figure this out? You must have clinics you've done.
Yeah.
So when people get in and it looks a little overwhelming at first, what is the timeline? Is it 5-10 minutes? Is it a week? Is it?
I can't tell in time, but I think it's pretty intuitive. So because like it's all display and operations at the same place. And the second thing is we got a setup assistant, which helps you getting used to the system, which gives you little hints how to operate the system the first time you get in the car.
You see that with apps. Sometimes you get an app and it gives you a tutorial
Yeah.
on how to use it. So you
Yeah.
have the same sort of thing. Well, I got to tell you, when you get in it at first, you're like, wow, there's a lot going on there. But then as you start clicking on these things, it's just like any kind of phone.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah. So of course you can't reinvent the concept of a touchscreen completely from how it looks like. Yeah, and I guess people will get used to it pretty easily.
I see there's a little bit more room here. You could make a bigger one. Come on, you can tell me, is there a bigger one coming? The
No,
12-inch unit?
No, in this car there's no bigger one coming. So.
Well, that's great. So what is this called? There used to be
We
called
call it-
MMI. Now what's it called?
Yeah, we still call it MMI, but we call it MMI Touch Response because of the haptical feedback that you have in the screen.
Well, thanks for your time.
Welcome.
Right from head office. There you go. That's how it works.
Yeah.